70s and noughties gaming. This is my first session of Super Mario Bros. So sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. So I will be playing the original physical copy of Super Mario Bros. On this classic baby right here, the Nintendo Entertainment System. And that's an 8-bit Mario amiibo to get the mood going. I have to blow into this. You can't see it on camera, but you can definitely hear it. Had to be done. And here we go. So, some facts about Super Mario Bros. Well, not facts, just information. So, Super Mario Bros. Originally released in 1985 on the Nintendo Entertainment System. It is credited as one of the greatest video games of all time. The simple and fun gameplay mechanics of this iconic 2D platformer are enjoyed by gamers of all ages, gender, and skill levels almost 40 years after its original release in 1985. Mario made his debut as Jumpman in Nintendo's arcade hit Donkey Kong and starred alongside his brother Luigi in their first game together, Mario Bros. But Super Mario Bros. Was the game that made Mario a household name and would establish the 2D platforming genre and set up the tone for the future of the video game industry. With the help of power-ups like the Super Mushroom and Fire Flower, Mario must save the Mushroom Kingdom from King Koopa, aka Bowser, and his minions across many challenging levels, worlds, and castles. Mario's main goal, however, is to save Princess Peach. Interesting fact about the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was one of the earliest video game consoles to support AV video output. Many years before consoles like the PlayStation 2. So I actually have an AV cable hooked up to my TV in the RGB connection on my TV. Apparently RGB gives the best video quality. So with that said, let's play some Super Mario Bros. World 1 of 1. Let's go. The soundtrack of Super Mario Bros. Has arguably the most recognizable music in the video game history. There's the Super Mushroom, which makes Mario bigger and he can destroy blocks. I mean, this piece of music right here is the theme song to video games. That's how iconic this piece of music actually is. The sound effects, the sound effects, along with the soundtrack, are absolutely um, legendary. So simple, fun, and engaging gameplay are the main reasons why Super Mario Bros. Almost 40 years later remains so well loved by so many people all over the world. Again, of different, every age, gender, and skill level. I am now about to go down the infamous. What the hell? Oh, never mind. I got confused. Ignore me. I jumped the gun. Now I am about to go down the iconic warp zone. So you can warp. This, by the way, was probably one of the biggest secrets in Super Mario Bros. This hidden area allows you to go down one of three pipes that will either lead you to the fourth world, the third world, or straight to the second world. I'm going to warp to the fourth world. Video quality looking okay. This guy never goes away. Well, he does eventually. Now go away. And don't come back. Oh, that's close. And the warp zone. Straight to World 5 we go. famous superstar. Oh, that was close. Danny, welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, my friend. Your home of 80s, 90s, and noughties gaming, the three greatest decades of the video game industry. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join my Super Mario Bros. Live stream. This is session one. Great to have it in live stream. Really do appreciate your support, as well as Power Slave Productions, my friend. You're also very welcome to my Super Mario Bros. Live stream. How are you both doing? Nice stream. Keep up the work. Thank you so much, Danny. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to bring you the joy of classic gaming, bring you back to a time when gaming was simple and fun and engaging. So thank you so much for that, Danny. Hope you're doing well. Power Step, how are you doing? Super Mario teaching kids that it's okay to eat mushrooms since 1985. Yeah, and killing turtles as well. Yeah, definitely. You're both very welcome to the live stream. I think now will be a nice time to share some Super Mario Bros. Trivia. I have it written down for reference. So, I think this is a nice piece of trivia. So, the first level in Super Mario Bros. World 1 was actually designed to be a tutorial for platforming gameplay because the platforming genre wasn't really established prior to the release of Super Mario Bros. So gamers didn't really understand what these games were, what you had to do, when to jump, stuff like that. What's this brown blob thing running towards me? What must I do? So yeah, gamers were unfamiliar with the platforming genre because there pretty much wasn't a platforming genre prior to the release of Super Mario Bros. In 1985. So Nintendo had to find some way to teach gamers the ways of platforming. So yeah, World 101 was created to be a tutorial. Ah, I hate these springs so much for the bloody passion. No. Oh my days. Oh my nerves. So gameplay, simple gameplay mechanics, but very hard to master. Ugh. Damn Hammer Bros. One life remaining. And it's game over. So because I'm playing the original version of Super Mario Bros. Physically on the Nintendo Entertainment System, this classic baby right there. I'm not playing an emulation. I'm not playing one of the many re-releases, so I can't save my progress or anything like that. So yeah, this is original. So we have no choice but to start again. No, so because you haven't seen World 2, 3, World 3 and World, yeah, because you haven't seen the second and third World, I will skip the Warp Zone. So I didn't actually grow up with the Nintendo Entertainment System. I wasn't even born when this console released in 1985. I was born 3 years later in 1988. So I only picked up a NES many, many years later. Um, God, how many years ago? I'd say over 10 years ago, possibly. Maybe slightly less than 10 years ago, but maybe like under a decade ago was when I actually picked up a NES for the first time. But what really surprised me, and I mentioned this at the start of the live stream, is the fact that this console that released in 1985 supports AV video output. I was like, what? Have I gotten some kind of modded NES or something? I was like, this can't be right. Because like I remember playing my Sega Master System, Mega Drive, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, and none of those consoles had um, support for an AV video output, at least that I can remember anyway. It was only the usual RF video output. So yeah, the Nintendo Entertainment System was one of the earliest video game consoles to support AV video output. So it just yeah makes for a better video quality. And I also have my AV cable connected into the it is called RGB. Be right back. Yeah, RGB video on the back of my TV. Sorry if you just saw my big fat head in the background there. Just had to have a look. So yeah. Rosie Flower Dragon Girl, hello to you, my friend. Welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, your home of 80s, 90s, and noughties gaming, the three greatest decades of the video game industry. It is my pleasure to bring you my first session of Super Mario Bros. To you. How are you doing? How are you doing, my friend? Hope that you enjoyed the live stream, and thank you so much for taking the time out to join the live stream. Much appreciated. So as I mentioned, I'm going to skip the warp zone this time so you can see the rest of the levels. Actually, I actually have a second piece of Super Mario Bros. Trivia to share. Normally, you only share one piece of trivia, so this is like bonus DLC um, trivia. Um, Mario has a hat in this game because, believe it or not, Shigeru Miyamoto, and this is his words now. I'm not having a go at Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Super Mario Bros. But he came out and he stated that he couldn't draw hair. Either that or hair couldn't be programmed into the game. Something like that anyway. But that's why Super Mario has a hat in this game. This is a fun piece of trivia. Extra trivia. And we are now in the first castle. There's many castles in Super Mario Bros. And this is the first one. Oh, damn, I was hoping to. Ooh. Well, nonetheless, goodbye. So long, Bowser. I was hoping to use my fire flower. Thank you, Mario. Fun fact, Toad is actually giving you a thumbs up there, but if you actually zoom in to his hands, his fists, it looks like he's actually flipping, flipping you off, flipping the bird, telling you to fuck off. But he's not, though. He's not. The first underwater level, lovely, relaxing, almost meditating music here. But it's a kind of, it's like a sweet and sour type thing because as relaxing as the music is, these, I forget their exact names now, but the squids are the bloody things of nightmares. You really have to careful how high and fast you swim. I made it out alive. Mr. Middleton, where's the duck? Where's the duck? Where's the duck? There is no duck because I ate the duck. Chad. Chad Middleton, welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, your home of the three greatest decades of the gaming industry, the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties. This is my first session of Super Mario Bros., originally released in 1985 on the Nintendo Entertainment System, which is what I am playing this game on. This is the original physical version. This isn't an emulation or a re-release. So, Chad, how are you doing today? Hope that you enjoyed the live stream. Thank you for taking the time out to watch the live stream. Much appreciated. And it was a lovely duck, juicy and tender. Ah, damn fishes. So Super Mario Bros. Was released in a time where you would hook up your console to your TV, turn it on, put in your cartridge, and instantly play your game that you bought in the game store, and it would boot up right away, right away. No installation process, no mandatory updates and patches. Just boot up and play. And the entire game was on the cartridge. You didn't have to wait a year to get what was promised. Um, you didn't need to go back into the game store and buy another part of the cartridge so you can, get a different power up and pay for it. So no microtransactions, obviously, nothing like that back then. The game was working. Um, it was a much simpler and fun time in the gaming industry. Next system game, and sorry, new system game was Super Mario Bros. / Duck Hunt and the OG gun. I actually had that cartridge in my hand. Actually, I know the cartridge you're actually talking about. You get Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. Problem is though, the guy, the absolute fucker, um, he was actually no, he was selling that game no problem to me, but I didn't. I actually had to think to myself, oh, hold on a second, I will need the gun to play Duck Hunt, which I didn't have, which he wasn't selling with Duck Hunt. Um, so obviously I didn't buy it because I didn't have the gun, and he didn't have the gun in stock to make it even worse. So yeah, but lucky enough though, he did have Super Mario Bros. On its own in stock. So long, Bowser. The gun wouldn't work on a newer flat screen. Oh, that's another point, actually, Chad, that I didn't even realize exactly. Those guns don't actually work on modern TVs. Oh, I mean, I could have paid a fortune. I could have paid a fortune for that cartridge and gun, and it would have been completely like Duck Hunt and the gun would have been completely useless to me. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to leave. Damn it! I used to have the orange one with the NES Slim, but it broke. Ah. I know the one you're talking about. It's a lovely orange, actually. It's a lovely orange color. Ah, it's a shame. It's a shame that it broke. I hate these so much. To me, the main enemies in Super Mario Bros. Are the springs. I get to play the All Stars version. Really? I actually have that on Super Nintendo. The original physical version. It is quite nice, actually. It is quite nice. There is quite a significant improvement over the original like NES versions of Super Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, um, and Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Bros. 3. You know, it's a pity that we didn't really get anything like that with Super Mario 3D All Stars. Like all we really got was Super Mario 64 in HD, which we already had on the Wii U Virtual Console version of Super Mario 64, and like fair enough, Super Mario Sunshine and Galaxy were in HD, but it's not. It didn't quite feel like the textures weren't. It wasn't like a remaster. It wasn't like Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. All Stars. You know, like a lot of people, myself included, were let down with Super Mario All Stars. I felt it had a lot more potential, to be honest with you. They really dropped the ball on that one. Ah, close, close, close. Crazy to think that Super Mario Bros. Is almost 40 years old. 40 years, like 4 decades. You know the thing about a lot of popular games? I'm going to pause for a second. Do you know the thing about popular games in modern gaming? They're more like trends than iconic, classic, legendary games. It's only a matter of time before a game like Fortnite becomes a past trend and will get replaced by the next trend. That's only a matter of time. Let's face it, Fortnite is less than 10 years old. Mario is 40 years old, almost. Okay? So games like Fortnite will get replaced by the next trend. But games like Super Mario Bros. Oh my days. will never be replaced. For almost 40 years later, gamers all around the world of all different ages and genders and skill levels are actually playing the original Super Mario Bros. They go back and they can play this. It's as iconic now as it's been in 1985, and I think that is the thing that, again, popular games like Fortnite will never be able to replicate. Well, speaking of Fortnite, it has been now confirmed that the reason why Nintendo characters like Samus Aran from Nintendo's Metroid didn't actually appear in Fortnite was because Epic Games didn't like the fact that Nintendo wanted to keep the Metroid, sorry, the Samus Aran skin exclusive to Nintendo Switch. It's Nintendo. Metroid is their IP. They're not Sony. They're not Microsoft. Yes, Sony did allow Kratos to get free advertising on Fortnite, which was great business. Yes, Microsoft allowed Fortnite to give Master Chief free advertising, but Nintendo said no. No, thank you. Either make this skin exclusive to the Nintendo Switch version, or we don't have a deal. Thank you very much. Metroid is an iconic franchise loved by millions of players all around the world. We don't need free advertising. Thank you very much. People are engaging with our content already. They're playing. They're looking forward to Metroid Prime 4 already. We don't need free advertising. Thank you very much. Again, Nintendo is not Sony. They're not Microsoft. They do things their own way. But the thing is, the majority of people that I've seen, at least on Eurogamer's Facebook post anywhere about the situation, they seem to be all saying good. Maybe because they don't like Fortnite. But nobody has kind of come out that I've seen anywhere and say, "Oh, this is disgrace. This is typical Nintendo." So far everyone has agreed with it. It's business. Everyone does business differently. Nintendo is not Sony. It's not Microsoft. I mean, some people may say, "Oh, look, Sony allowed Kratos to be on, the Xbox and even Switch version of Fortnite, and so did Microsoft with Master Chief." But Nintendo is Nintendo. They do things their own way. Maybe they felt like they didn't really care about free advertising. Maybe they felt like Nintendo is a big enough brand and Metroid is a big enough brand that it doesn't need advertising. I mean, like God of War, um, like is a very popular PlayStation IP, but there are still people within the PlayStation community who haven't interacted with God of War, and it was kind of gone for a good number of years anyway. They only brought it back in 2017 after quite a long break. Um, Microsoft needs all the advertising it fucking can get. Let's be honest. So Nintendo more than likely felt like we don't need this. Like we want, and also like they probably looked at it differently as well in the area of like maybe the idea of Samus Aran running around in fucking Fortnite didn't really appeal to Nintendo. You know, and I wouldn't blame them. To be quite honest with you, I wouldn't blame them personally, and a lot of people seem to feel the same way as well. So yeah, it's business, people. It's business. And you know what's funny as well? I think personally, you'd get people that would have a go at Nintendo for making that decision. People who probably even play Fortnite and say, "Oh, this is terrible. They should have brought in Metroid." These are the same people that probably shit all over Nintendo and shit all over Metroid and would never play Metroid in a million years. But now all of a sudden they're crying because Nintendo hasn't brought Metroid or Samus Aran to Fortnite. But anyway, seeing as I mentioned Fortnite a second ago, I thought I'd discuss that. So I actually have completed Super Mario Bros. But It was one of the re-releases on, I believe it was either the Wii U Virtual Console version or the Nintendo Switch Online version. It was one of those versions anyway that I finally got around to completing this game. And again, I didn't grow up with this game because I wasn't born when it released. And even in my later years, not later years, sorry, even like when I, you know, got my first video game console, like it wasn't the NES that I actually got, it was the Sega Master System. So my first game that I ever played was soft fake was Sonic. It was actually Mario's rival, Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Master System. It's quite tough to get this. So secrets like that, hidden areas in the game like that, would have been like, I mean, the stuff of legends. You know, like, did you hear that you could warp to the fifth world in Super Mario Bros? What the hell are you talking about? That can't be true. You know, but it was true, and it would be kind of like, you'd hear about it, like, you know, in like a corner, you know, a quiet street corner. Hey, come here, come here. I can tell you a secret about Super Mario Bros. You can warp to the fifth world, you know. Also, they would have been told in video game magazines, which is pretty much a dying industry right now. I think they're only surviving by kind of like delivering like exclusive content. But even at that though, there's very little exclusive content that you can, you know, put into a magazine. You know, like yeah. Um, but back in the day, anyway, before like social media, um, before like online, um, you know, people would pick up video game magazines. But one of the magazines was Nintendo Power, but I believe that was only released in America. Um, but there would have obviously been like other like there would have been like UK and you know Irish gaming magazines that would have like mentioned these hidden areas. So yeah, it would have been pretty cool back in the day, like to find out about these hidden areas. Whereas nowadays, like I mean, you find these things out like within seconds. I mean, a brand new game comes out, and somebody has that game before it even releases officially. You know, they might have gotten an early copy of it or whatever it is, and straight away, like you know, hidden area, hidden ability, something, something. You know, so it's so mainstream now because it's so easy to to get access to information because of the World Wide Web, of course. Back in the day, there was none of that. So information like hidden levels in Super Mario Bros was so like it was special, you know, because it wasn't widely available. Like. So you can imagine being a gamer back in the day and finding that like warp zone for the very first time. Whereas nowadays, like that's out there so quickly. Like very rarely does a gamer actually find something in a game that a lot of people haven't found out about. You know. Gonna go back into the warp zone this time. Just barely made it. In case you're wondering, that's what's on the other side. You can't keep going. If you didn't know. Fun fact about the clouds and bushes in Super Mario Bros. Is, oh god, they're the same sprites, just upside down. So I think it's one, or it's like there's something about the menu. I think it's not upside down, but it's just basically, no, not upside down. But if you look at the bush and you look at the cloud, they're exactly the same. So one is green and one is brown, or not brown, but one is green and one is white. I'm just distracted because this guy is so annoying. Also, something I really want to point out about Super Mario Bros. Well, it's more about the Nintendo Entertainment System, really. Um, Holy hell, this console is almost 40 years old and it's working perfectly fine. I mean, the realistic truth is you could buy a modern console today at launch and literally within weeks your console can become a brick. If you're unlucky enough to get like a copy that is literally broken. I mean, we all know about the Xbox 360 Ring of Fire, Ring of Death, whatever it's called. You know? But I literally have a console that is almost 40 years old and it's working perfectly fine. I mean, honestly, man, gaming was just so much better in so many ways back in the 80s, 90s, and 90s. I mean, I'm talking about the point of view of quality, of fun, you know, more than anything else. Has video game graphics come a long way in 40 years? Of course. Is that good to see? Of course. Have games gotten bigger, expansive, detailed? Of course. Has storytelling improved vastly with Hollywood, voice acting and fantastic cutscenes? Yes, it has. Is God of War Ragnarok and Spider-Man 2 a perfect example of that? Of course. Do I like those games? Of course. But does that change the fact that we are living in a video game fucking blight? Like modern video games is a blight, it's a disease. Stuff like microtransactions and fully priced games, broken games, unreleased, sorry, unfinished games, like games that don't have all the content that was advertised for it. Games that like need to be installed on a console for like up to an hour, and then like you have to like download mandatory patches just so the game is in a working condition. All of these things, Sweet Baby Inc. infecting the industry with their woke bullshit, when in reality, video games were woke before they were even born. Because the main character in Metroid, Nintendo's Metroid, that also released, I believe, in 1985, is a female. Lara Croft in Tomb Raider is a female. Main character in PlayStation's Fair Effect is not only a female but also a lesbian. So Sweet Baby Inc. feel the need to ignore all that and cry about how video gaming isn't woke enough. and they have to infect the industry. So no matter how amazing it is to see that video games have improved in the areas of, graphics and storytelling and expansive game worlds, unfortunately, everything that is mentioned there, unfortunately, that can't be brushed under the carpet. So that's why Classic It's Gaming is there to bring you back to a time when gaming was simple, fun, and engaging. Okay, so I have one more run through this. I believe that Super Mario Bros. Is not the kind of stream that needs like an hour and a half, realistically. Because realistically, you could, if I was actually like really good at this game, and if I used the warp zones, realistically speaking, I could actually have this game complete in about 20 minutes, possibly. I mean, if I just like speed run, I mean, because speed running really like is a like there's a massive speed running community for games like Super Mario Bros. I could do speed running as well. Probably have it completed in less than 20 minutes. But I actually like to take my time when I'm playing platforming games, which is why I can understand a lot of the time when people talk about uh, Sonic, Mario's rival, and say like, oh, it's all about speed, 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 speed. But the reality is, like, with platforming games, you do actually have to take your time a lot because you have to make these very precise jumps. You have to really time your jump. Otherwise, you're going to fall into the pit and you're going to lose life. No, and again, like my Pac-Man live streams, I'm calling my Super Mario Bros. Live streams sessions because I really feel like it's not a case of it's kind of hard to explain really, but because like arcade games in the 80s and console games in the 80s, because they were fairly like short enough in length. Though to be fair, like there is long games on it as well, So I'm kind of confused myself here. I mean, Final Fantasy is on NES and SNES, and they're pretty long games, and The Legend of Zelda is a pretty long game. There is long games, but because of things like not being able to save your progress, um, yeah, I just feel like it's best to call them sessions than it is to call them parts, really. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I think you know what I mean anyway, like when I say that. So she's hoping to. Oh, so you can actually kill him, but you have to be positioned very good. I think if you're actually lucky enough, I don't know if it's this game or another Mario game, but I think you can actually like ride his cloud as well. If you take him out, you can actually jump into the cloud and everything can actually fly. But I think that's probably Super Mario Bros. 3 or even Super Mario World. I'm not quite sure. No, the exact game. I also forget how many worlds are actually in this game. I think it's 7. I think it's more than 6. What can happen as well if you're not careful enough is those platforms can actually push you down. Actually, if you don't time your jumps well enough. First one up of the live stream. I like it. Oh god. Oh, close. Oh god. There's probably a mushroom back there somewhere. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Mm. Again, like with most games released in the 80s, be it arcade or home console, gameplay is simple, easy to pick up and play mechanics, but very, very difficult to master. It's things like uh, timing and precision and all that, is what comes into it. It's not like, oh, all you have to do. I remember having a conversation, see, it's game over. I remember having a conversation with someone um, um, on my channel before Classic Gaming on Green Hill Gaming, and they were talking about platforming games like Super Mario Bros. And like Sonic, and they said, "Oh well, platforming games are easy. All you have to do is move from left to right." Let's test that before we enter live stream. Let's say that was the case. Okay, so platforming games are easy. All you have to do is move from left to right. Okay. Oh, what happened? I died. I guess it's not about moving from left to right. Oh, but Johnny, you just have to jump a few times. Okay, I'll jump a few times. Okay, so he's going to get me. Okay, I'll jump over him. Okay, that's nice. Okay, let's go. All I have to do is jump over the enemies. This is so easy. Oh, what happened? What was that thing I fell into? Oh, it's called a pit. You have to jump over. So you get my point. The platforming games are not about moving from left to right. You have to time your jumps, know when to jump and how to jump, how far to jump, and stuff like that. I do. Anyway, that's going to do it for my live stream session 1 of my Super Mario Bros. Live gameplay. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time on Classic Gaming for more Super Mario Bros. Gameplay. Enjoy the rest of your day.